So today I was thinking, an activity I like to engage in from time to time, I'd say. I was thinking, you really never hear of a male babysitter. I have really never heard of such a thing in my life. In fact, to me, that is very strange, very odd. In fact, I would say it is queer as a pink $3 bill with a picture of J. Edgar Hoover on it. That just kind of puzzled me for some time now. But I think today I sort of figured it out. Um, Now, a female babysitter, the worst thing she could really do to a kid would be to tie the kid up and force the kid to watch her having sex with about 8 or 9 of her boyfriends from this little club known as the Hells Angels. So, yeah. So that will be about the worst thing a female babysitter could do. An activity which many of them, most of them actually engage in, by the way. On the other hand, let's take a male babysitter. Hypothetically speaking, I've never even fucking heard of this shit happening at all. But take a male babysitter. He arrives at the home and tells the parents before they leave that the kid will be taken care of very well. And so after that, they kind of start small, just he we would invite over a few of our drinking buddies, and then play just a nice friendly game of football with the kid, just sort of a father and son kind of thing. Except for the kid will be hogtied and used as a fucking football. That will be neat. We would all fucking get a kick out of that, so to speak. So after about, I'd say 4, 5, maybe 6 games or so, something like that, we would sit down and just have a little man-to-man talk with the kid, just see what his interests are. What do you like to do? Skateboard, huh? Skateboard? Well, isn't that nice? How about waterboarding? You ever tried that? Waterboarding? Let's see how you fucking like waterboarding. Let's try that out. So then we would all piss in a very large bucket and then fill up the whole thing with water. So it will be a mixture of water and beer piss. And then we would pour it into the watering can his mommy uses to water her garden or whatever with. And we would waterboard the kid just to see how he likes it. He's he he's just a kid, so we go easy on him. Like say about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I mean that wouldn't be too bad for a kid. And then we would do that. And then after that, we would all take turns smearing shit all over his fucking face, and then stuffing up his fucking mouth with the rest of the shit, and duct taping his mouth shut because I mean we wouldn't want things to get messy with him spitting out the shit and all that kind of thing, and we definitely wouldn't want to hear him fucking scream, which I'm sure at this point he would most likely be doing. And then after that, what we would do would be we would take a pair of needle nose pliers and rip out all of his fucking fingernails, and that will be quite entertaining for the bunch of us. And then after that, we would take a bunch of barbed wire and wrap the barbed wire around both of his wrists, and then hang him from a very high ceiling fixture. I'd say a good 7 or 8 feet ought to do it. And then we would each take crowbars and beat the living fuck out of this kid like he was a fucking pinata until he was blue all over, bluer than a fucking smurf. And then what we would do while he was fucking hanging there, we would all go out and kidnap a teenage girl and take her back to this fucking place and take turns fucking the living shit out of her on this little kid's bed. We would fuck the hell out of that bitch for several hours, depending on when they're when this kid's parents got back from the fucking S&M fucking orgy or whatever. So we would do that, and then we would give her golden showers, brown showers, and Roman showers. And then we would take all of the piss and shit and puke and cum and smear it all over this kid's room. Everywhere. Everywhere would be shit, piss, cum, and vomit. So we would do that. We would have a lot of fun. We'd let that little shit hang there until we got the phone call from the parents saying, oh well, we're on our way home from the S&M orgy. The fucking S&M orgy. It was a bit lengthy. I'm sorry that it took a little bit longer, but that's how these things tend to go. So, at that point, we would all take our hands, shove it up this kid's ass, and rip out all of his fucking guts. And then, by the time the parents arrived, in their entire front yard would be the kid's guts strewn all over everything, and then his chopped up body parts and his little fucking cocktail weenie of a fucking dick will be right at their front doorstep. So, that's why you don't see any male babysitters.